Jeff, Dan Campbell said the Lions have hit rock bottom.
That's not good.
Before we get into where they're at, how do you say that? Again, it's him kind of playing the reverse psychology role, which I really don't understand. Of, hey, you know what, man, we've hit rock bottom, and it's only up from here. FYI, Dan, it's not only up from here. The hardest part of your schedule is coming up. And if you go 1-4 over the next 5 games, you're going to be 2-8. There's more than just rock bottom for this football team. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even see it. And he thinks, sitting up there and saying, you know what, hey, we hit rock bottom. It's only up from here. No, dude, that's not how the NFL works, number one. Two, this is not rock bottom. It gets way worse. I have nothing to say about this guy.
No, me either.
I really don't.
To say you hit rock bottom in year 2 through 5 games is not a good thing. And again, thank God the bye week's already here. For injuries, this team needs to recuperate. There's no reason why. And it's funny because Dan in this presser, and obviously he should say this, there's no reason why he shouldn't. We just got to play well. We got to get a win. If we beat Dallas, they face Miami, Green Bay. Do you see them winning a single one of those games?
You know what I see?
I don't see that.
I see myself having to take a few Xanax and probably having to call off a show if this keeps going.
They're going to be 1-7. I'm saying it right now. They'll be 1-7 through 8 games. Like last year, through 8 games. You were 0-8.
And you know what? Again, the Lion fan, you have every right to be upset right now. Oh, the talent's not there. We should have done more in free agency. 1, 2, 3. I get it. But again, the Giants, what do the Giants have? Daniel Jones is their quarterback? What, they have Saquon Barkley? Congratulations. No wide receivers, no tight end. A makeshift offensive line. They're missing their best defensive player in Leonard Williams. Where's the excuses out in New York? Robert Saleh has the Jets 3-2. I mean, I'm really trying to bring this full circle here. It's only the talent. It's only the defensive coordinator. It's only the offensive coordinator when we talk about the Lions. You're holding on to this idea of what Dan Campbell can be when the reality is he hasn't shown you anything outside of questionable 4th down play calling. Questionable late game, mid game decisions. Zero ability to make in game or halftime adjustments. I mean, clock management, taking points when you need them. There is zero common sense, zero conventional football involved with this guy. And how much more do you have to take? How much more before we kind of all just sit here and agree and say, yeah, you know what, he can't coach. Oh, it's not Aiden Hutchinson. Oh, it's not Harris. It's not the team. It's not the injuries. It's not the players. It's not the OC. It's not the DC. When does the guy who's in charge of it all take responsibility?
Right.
And he sits up there after every game. Hey, you know what? 100% on me, man. 100% on me. I've heard that 4 times now. I've heard it 17 times in 22 games. Since you've become a head coach in the NFL, only you have had the most losses with 17 through 22 games. There are 2 rookie coaches who have coached 5 games this year that have as many wins as you do through 22 games. You guys tell me. And if you don't mind, Stick, I hate to bring this example up, but pull up Arthur Smith. You pull up the Falcons roster, you're not convincing me that they're more than capable than you are. They are 9-13 under Arthur Smith. He's gone for 32 less times than you have on 4th down.
Did you find anybody, because we did this before the season, that said the Bears?
That is disgusting.
Did anybody say the Bears had more talent? At least
Bears
offensively,
don't have more talent. They have
than the
more
Lions.
wins.
They don't.
The Texans have as many wins. They don't have more talent.
With Davis Mills. Yeah, they do.
Hey, week 1 against Philly, it was, we were so close. Damn, this is a good football team. Week 2, you shut out Washington in the first half. You beat them, hell of a job. You look good. You look like the team we thought you would be. Week 3, you blow a game against Minnesota. I didn't hear the talent cries there. I didn't hear about Jeff Okudah in the secondary or anything. All I heard was it was poor clock management, poor 4th down decision making,
right,
and then your defense blowing coverage. I didn't hear anything about talent through 3 weeks. You put up 45 against Seattle, you still lost that game. I didn't hear anything about talent. And we come in Monday morning after a disgusting loss to the New England Patriots. Now it's talent. Now it's, the injuries. Now it's this. Now it's that. Now it's because you got out-coached. Now we need to deflect and have a different conversation because we're not comfortable having a conversation about the reality, which is you have a guy that should be coaching Pop Warner, who should be giving TED Talks, not coaching a national football team.
How much of this do you put on Brad Holmes? I'm bringing
20%.
that up. I think he deserves 20%. I think he deserves blame, but
I'll give him some blame. He's not absolved from it, but he's not the problem.
Right.
Coaching matters in the NFL.
Yeah, he's not making
How
decisions
through
on the field.
4 games do you have the number one offense in the league, even though we both agreed it was unsustainable?
Right.
But how do you have the number one offense? Through good coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
You coached them up. The defense wasn't... Outside of Seattle, the defense gave you a chance, and really Philly. Outside of Seattle and Philly, they gave you a chance.
Yeah.
Even against New England, you held them to field goals.
Right.
It's always an excuse. Talent this. Decision-making that. The player made this mistake. Aiden Hutchinson isn't keeping mistake. He's not isn't keeping contained, excuse me. He's not making all the right decisions. What are you doing Monday to Saturday, going into Sunday? What are you doing? You want me to blame Brad Holmes? I'll do the Brad Holmes show. We can blame Brad Holmes. Go for it, guys. That's not the play this morning. It just isn't. And neither is, quote, fire Dan Campbell. I told you I would give you an answer in November. Granted, I have a good idea of what it is from now. I'm not doing the Dan Campbell thing either. The reality is you are a poorly coached football team, and that's why you're 1-4. No other reason.